Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am going to be doing something super fun, and the reason it's so fun is because it's using like basically all my mixed media supplies. I mean, not every color and everything, but every type of mixed media supply that I have. There might be a couple I'm missing, but for the most part, I'm using the ones that I use most of the time. So what I'm doing is making some papers for collages. Now, these papers are meant to be torn into pieces and then used in collage. I don't know if you can see all the mark making, all the everything on there. Really fun. I did that one, and then I did this one right here. Right here. So I thought that we would make some together. If you want to watch the video first and then get out your supplies, or if you're lucky to have all your supplies near you, I'll just give you a brief rundown of what I'm using. I do have my watercolor paints here. I've got my box of acrylic paints. And guys, most of this stuff, the watercolor paints are not, these ones are Pelican. They're not that they're fairly expensive. I think they were given to me, or I found them at an auction or something. I did not buy them, that is for sure. But acrylic paints, I've got my Neocolor watercolor crayons. I've got my Target watercolor crayons. I've got paint pens, Posca paint pens, and my Target paint pens. I've got Sharpie markers. I've got all kinds of, I've got my Stabilo All. I've got black markers, black charcoal pencils, colored pencils. These are watercolor pencils. So just a whole bevy of stuff. And so we're just going to get started and have some fun. I have some marks on here. That's fine. This just bled through from the one that was before, and that's absolutely okay. I've watched several people make collage papers in different ways. So the way I'm doing it is nobody's way. It's my way. I've just been inspired to get out some stuff and play. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll try to tell you what I'm using. I'm going to be using some this is black watercolor crayon. This is a Brea Reese one. This one came from Tuesday morning back in the day. I've got my Stabilo, and I can just I stuck that in water. Now Stabilo and this other one are water soluble. So I'm just making a few marks, not too many. And then I've got, let me see here, where is my Sharpie? I do have a Sharpie in here somewhere here. This is a permanent marker here. And I'm just going to quickly make some little marks, not too much. Just some black marks for the background. Now the Sharpie is not water soluble, so that's not going to go anywhere. The charcoal pencils, I might use them a little later. I just have everything here to use, so it is what it is. So I've got some water to the side here. I'm limited with having this many supplies out. What you can see, I'm going to try keep my paper in here. If my arm goes off the side, it's just probably because I'm putting my pen in my brush in my water or something like that. So let's just go ahead and get some watercolors on. And I'm just going to really lightly make some colors. I'm not painting anything. I'm not filling anything in. I'm just going to get some colors down. Now, I just want to show you real quick. With these other two that I did, this one and this one, I didn't leave enough white space. Okay, this one looks like it's got a lot of white space. It does not. It's got white paint on top of the color. So this time I'm really going to try to leave some white space on my paper, but we'll see if that happens because probably it won't. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, just make some marks. here and there. No reason, just everywhere. Make sure you get the edges of your paper when you do this, because the tendency is to just keep going to the inside, to the inside, to the inside, and then your little edges are forgotten. I'm going to turn this around and see these watercolors that I have. These Pelican ones are very highly pigmented, and I'm actually looking. It doesn't matter if there are some dark spots, but I want to do a little bit of lighter too. And see, I'm not even thinking. I'm just really just making marks. This looks like, you know, something that you give your 2-year-old some some art supplies to play with, and this is what they come up with, right? But that's fine, because this is just the base. All the other two that I showed you started out this way. So, but like I said, this one I do want to try to keep a little bit more white space. Now I'm going to get my, what did I do with my Stabilo? Is this it? No, that's not it. Yes, that's it. Okay, I'm going to just try to maybe color a little bit where it's wet with the watercolor, and just maybe make a few more little black marks where it is. Okay. Okay. That's good. All right. Then I think what we're going to do is we're going to use some of our watercolor pencils while we have some wet on the page. Now I have these Artist Loft. It's a huge, I must have got a huge box. See, it's all of these. But I just pulled out a couple colors, and that's something that you'll want to do when you work on this kind of thing, is to maybe just limit your colors a little bit, because if you don't, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're just totally going to get overwhelmed with everything, having every color to choose from, you know, so on and so forth. Now, what I'm doing is I'm dipping the watercolor pencil into the water. You can either do that, or you can color it and then go over it with water, but I like to just kind of get the pencil wet. It works better for me, especially on this kind of paper. I'm not using watercolor paper. The paper I'm using is just some kind of planning sheets that I got for a Walmart. I took it off the curb from a government building downtown. They had them all in the trash, and big white rolls of paper, and I got curious to see what they were, so I took one out of the trash, and it's just plans from the Walmart when it was built in our area, one of the Walmarts. But so, you know, if you're not using watercolor paper, which I'm not, and that's why I'm wetting my crayon, my pencils, is because I can't really drag on this paper. It's not meant for heavy water use. It is some kind of plan for a building, and it's kind of thin. Matter of fact, one of the ones I showed you, I don't know if it was showed up on camera or not, but one of the ones I showed you that I completed, it actually had a hole in it because I had been a little too vigorous. All right, then we're going to do a different color blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Is that a different color blue? That's the same color blue, Helen. It's the green you haven't used. All right, so I'm just going to use some green. This is a pretty olive green. And see, let's loosen up the marks, Helen. Let's make some other kinds of marks. I'm just going to make some circles, really loose. You know, a lot of this is actually going to get covered up, but some will peek through. You know how it is with mixed media, right? Okay. And then my last color is white, which I'm not going to use right now. I don't want to use the white right now. Okay. So now I've got my watercolor pencils done. I'm going to go ahead and take a minute and, oh, I have to plug this in. Hold on a second. Wouldn't be a Helen video if something wasn't ready, right? Okay. I don't keep anything that heats. I don't keep those things plugged in. I'm just kind of phobic about that. So I'm just going to dry this real quick. Not all the way, but I'm going to be adding some acrylic paints, and so I want it a little bit drier than it is. So while I'm drying this, I went last Friday to the Christmas auction. Well, it's my favorite auction, and they just happen to have Christmas stuff. They have a big Christmas auction every year, and it's packed. I mean, usually you cannot find a seat. I have a reserved seat at the auction because I go so often, but there's a lot of times it's standing room only. So I went on Friday, and oh my gosh, there was almost like nobody there. There were so many empty seats and whatever. I did get some stuff, but not a lot, because I was really looking for a lot of vintage Christmas stuff, and they just didn't really have it. They had more Christmas decor. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, but okay, that's dry enough, because now I'm going to be adding some acrylic paints, and this is where we're going to get fun. And I have to tell you, while I'm doing this, what do you do before you make a painty mess? You take a shower. That's what I did. I just took a shower, and here I am making this horrendous mess. Okay, I'll try to keep the mess on my hands. Now I'll pull this to the side here. I'm just going to look to get some paint out to use. I want to use this, it's called Midnight Blue, Derivan Matisse, Professional Artist Color. Birdie, the Recycle Hippie Chick, sent me this one. It is fabulous. I love, love, love that. Then we're going to have a little bit of neon pink, and we're going to have some white. Let's see. Actually, let me not use that white. Let me use this one, just because I want to use it up before I get to this one. And let's use, is this ochre? Venice yellow. Okay, close enough. And then, what do we have? We've got we've got pink. Oh, we don't have any blue. Oh yeah, we got dark blue. Let's look for a lighter blue. Here's, this cerulean blue. Let's try that one, although I have a feeling this is completely dried out. It is. Okay, because the lid just popped right off, so no cerulean blue. We have dark aquamarine. I'm not sure about that. Primary cyan. Yeah, that one might work. We'll use that one. And what else do we need? We need... well, let's start with those. My box is right here. I can always pull out something else if I want, right? I don't want to get overwhelmed. So I'm putting my white. My white will probably be in the background. Now, what I want to use first is the darker colors, and then go to the light. And this Midnight Blue is just gorgeous. But it does say it's professional grade. I'm not surprised, because the color is lovely. Absolutely lovely. So what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and water it down a little bit, and I'm just going to add some dark spots to, it's almost like, it's one shade bluer than Payne's Gray. I mean, it's that dark. It can be that dark. But let's get some motion going. Whoops. Let's not just do blobs. Let's do like circles or something. I'm just wetting my finger and then going through the paint. But like I said, you kind of have to be careful doing that on paper that's not meant for watercolors, because it's thin and you might just go through it, okay? Which I did. Like I said, I have a hole or two in the first one I did, because I got a little bit carried away. Okay, this spot here is very, very dark, but I can always lighten that up with white paint over it. So I'm just putting some blue, this dark blue, just because I love it so much. Birdie, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you must not have even tried this one out, because I just don't see how you could have given this away if you had seen how beautiful it is. Okay, like that. I like that. I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try this other blue, which is called Primary Cyan. This is a very bright blue. I don't want to use a lot of this. I'd rather have, you know what I'd rather have is this turquoise blue. Let's use this one. I used this on one of my other ones and I really liked it. This turquoise blue here. So let's just go ahead and make some marks on that. So this weekend, this Friday, there's another auction, another Christmas themed auction that I'm going to go to. We'll see how that is, if there's anything more interesting than I was able to get. I think because so many people, especially Gen Zers now, are their income is now, or their side gig is to list things on, sell stuff online. You know, they're getting a lot of stuff before it can even get anywhere. You know, it doesn't go to thrift shops anymore or something. It ends up on the internet, which is fine. Which is fine. As long as people are working and as long as stuff's staying out of the landfill, I'm good with that. Let's just put some here. I don't know if you can see, but like some places, because I randomly put that this, you know, the watercolor crayon, the Bria Reese one, it is activating with the water, and it's like making it really cool. Okay, maybe just, okay. Okay. All right, like that. So I like that a lot. I do like that. So let's go ahead and what other colors do we have? We've got this Venice yellow, and this is more of, well, let me put it on the palette. It's more of a golden yellow. It's not primary yellow. I didn't want to use primary yellow. It's more of a golden yellow. So again, I'm just kind of watering that down and just making some random marks. See, I'm already liking this one a lot because it's different from the other ones, which are so saturated with paint that there's no white space. I actually want to keep this one, I think, a little bit more with the white space. So that I have, you know, choices, right? When I'm using collage and I want to use a piece of painting paper, I don't want all my painting papers to look the same. And so that's something, you know, when you make these things, you want to vary your colors, you know, or you know, if you're going to work at multiples on a time, you can do that. But then make others, you know, with different colors. All right, maybe just a little up there, like that. Let's see, I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget my edges. And see, that right there is really dark. That's fine. Put another dark one right here. Okay, that's fine. I like that a lot. All right, so now let's go ahead and I'm putting that back in my box. This is neon rose. Neon pink. Sorry, neon pink. And I love neon. You just have to be real careful with it. You can see how it really brightens up certain areas on this one here. You can see how it brightens it up. And this one too. I have some neon pink in here also. So it really does do well to lighten things up, but everything in moderation. I think I'm going to wet my finger for this too because it's so bright. But then again, it's supposed to be bright, right? And I'm not making a composition. I'm just really just trying to put paint on a piece of paper that is going to be torn up. That's not going to, and see, you can, maybe I could do some dots or something. Just don't make everything the same, you know. But I'm just trying to get some interesting paper going. Okay. I'm going to put some blue dots here because I had some blue paint left. Okay, so there's that. So we've got the watercolor on there. Let's go ahead and use, what am I using here? What do I want to use? Do you want to use some more watercolor crayons? Let's use some more watercolor crayons. I don't want to use my paint pens yet because this is kind of wet right now. So I do want to be a little bit careful, and I don't want to trash my supplies, which I'm very want to do. I mean, I do that a lot. And look, okay, so I just took a, where am I? I just took a shower, and now my arm is day glow pink because I just stuck it in there. Okay, so let's see, can you see this? Ugh. I'm just making some little marks with this blue watercolor crayon. Okay, just a couple. Well, let's go out here a little bit because I do forget the sides. All right, and so like I said, I'm kind of repeating the colors in here. I can use a little bit of orange. Just make some random little circles with the orange, I guess. Because this is going to be super fun when it's cut up into pieces. Can you see that? Hopefully. Okay, and let's do a little bit of the red. I don't have any red in here, so let's go ahead and make a few little marks with red. Just a few random spots. And here, and how about, oops. See, this is the thing. If you're gonna get out all your supplies, you should really make sure you have enough room for them. I don't want them to just all look the same. Okay, so we've got that. Let me feel. Okay, I think. Hold on. Let me just give it a real quick little go over, just a real quick one, and then we're going to do some of the paint pens. Okay. So now I do have a Posca paint pen. I've got a white Posca paint pen. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know my love-hate relationship with it because it tends to vomit color all over my artwork sometimes. So I'm very careful about when I use that. These paint pens right here are, they're called Painters, and I got these ones at Walmart. I bought these separately, but I believe you can buy a set of these. And so these are actual paint pens. So you can just go in and make all kinds of little marks with these. I'm just going to do some random dots with the orange. See, with the Poscas, the problem I have with my white Poscas, if I do this kind of pouncing with it, it just lets go everywhere. And you don't want to, you know, have your work ruined like that. Now this one is a neon pink. So let's just go ahead and I'm just flicking, kind of making some little V-shaped marks. Don't forget the edges. All right, and let's see, I used the orange, I used the pink, Let's use the yellow. Now, if you don't have paint markers, fine. You know, use your kids' Sharpies, use crayons, use whatever it is you have. You're just layering color upon color upon color, and it's super fun to watch the colors blend. It's fun to watch when the water soluble things get reactivated by water. It's just play. You know, just take your time and play. Okay, so there's that. I think what I'm going to do now is I want to come back, I think, with a little more watercolor. So let me see here. What colors do I have down here? I've got a nice green here. Let's use this olive green one right here. And just do it here. Now, if you've used certain things like a crayon, let's say you used your kid's crayon, it will resist the water soluble things. You know, it won't, you won't be able to lay things down on there. I'm just doing some like this inside the blue, just real light, just adding some more color. This one, I'm really going to take it easy because I don't want this. I want the white in this one, some white space. And what can happen is very quickly, I mean, I really tried with the second one I had that I made to not cover it up, and I did. I mean, it got covered up very quickly. So this one, I think I'm really not going to do a whole lot more to this one. Let me just go ahead, though, and give it a little shot of drying. So, I have a booth in an antique mall. If you're new to my channel and you don't know that, and we have a Christmas open house every year. The whole downtown does. On the certain Saturday in November, everybody's ready for Christmas, and everyone's booths are all Christmas stuff, and the windows are done, and you know, so on and so forth. Back before COVID, everyone served food and all of that, but it was supposed to be the 18th of November. That's what our mall told us. That's what I was told. So I get back from the cabin last weekend, and then I'm told, oh no, it's this weekend, the 11th. And I had so much stuff that wasn't packed, that wasn't ready. I have just been working my butt off trying to get this stuff done. I'm trying to think what I just want a little bit more, something. I think I need a little more black. So let's go ahead and let's try these charcoal pencils. I'm not sure I've got a soft, a medium, and a hard. Now I used them on the other ones, and to me they felt exactly the same. The marks were like the same, and I just don't know. I don't know what you do with these. So I'm just going to make a couple more black marks. I might activate them. I don't know. Is charcoal activatable? Let's see. Is that a word? Activatable? Let's see. Yes, well, it does. It does move around a little bit, so we can go ahead and... I don't even remember where I put it. I don't know what's... That is not it. This is it here. This is the black crayon. This, I don't know. I just wanted to put a few more little black marks on there. All right, let me think. What else do I want to... Oh, okay, there is one supply I have not used yet. I haven't used my my Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons because I used my Target ones, which I love dearly. But I haven't used these oil pastels. Now, until I started this process of making these papers, I don't think I'd ever even used these oil pastels. I've had them forever, and I got them at a, I don't know, thrift shop or something like that. I certainly didn't buy them new. And I just haven't used them. So now I'm finding that they're super fun to play with. But again, because they're oil, these are not going to be, they're not going to move with water. Water will repel off of them, just like a regular crayon. You know, crayon is wax, and this has got oil in it. So just doing whatever. Yeah, I really like this, how this is coming out. Make some little crosses. I have little X-type crosses here. Whatever little marks you like. If you just want circles, you can just make the whole thing circles, you know. You can make whatever shapes you like. I'm just thinking of like different ones because I want to, you know, cut this up and use this in different pieces. This is sorely lacking over here. I might have to do something there. And then I might add just a little bit more red. Just make some random red marks. And when I go to use this for collage, when I tear it up or cut it up or whatever to use it in collage, I may at that time decide, oh, well, I want to add more white to it or whatever. You know, it's never going to be finished necessarily. So if you're not 100% thrilled with all of it, you don't have to worry about it because you can, you know, fix it up later. So the last thing I want to do, I think, because I really do want to leave this one fairly white. I want to, light with some white background. I want to take a little bit of white paint here. And I'm going to just kind of go over some of these spots of this dark blue. And just kind of, just this. Very dry, just kind of brushing it in. And like this. Just a little bit like that. And I can even do that a little bit over the white if I want to tone that down or whatever. So that's that. Now the last thing I think I'm going to do right now is I am going to take a pencil, just a regular pencil. This is a glittery pencil. I got it at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put it very loosely in my left hand. I'm right-handed, so this is my other hand, my non-dominant hand. And just make some pencil marks. Just some random, oops, stay on the paper. I'm going all over the desk. Just make some random pencil marks. I love that. I don't know why. I love to have pencil marks in it. And then the very last, I know I said that was the last thing. The very, very last thing I want to do is to get a pen. This is just a, what is this? This is a micron, I think. It doesn't matter. It's just a black pen. And I'm just going to make some circles. Okay, this black pen's not going to work. Okay. This is the thing with Helen. I wreck all my pens and then they just don't work. Because I do this when things aren't dry and they get all, you know, junked. The tips get all junked up and whatever. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to call this one good because, like I said, I want white space on this one. So it's a little bit different from the other ones. So there's that one. And again, this one. And then this one. Yeah. So I hope that you like this. Give it a try, guys. Look at, I mean, you can use any kind of paper you want, but just doing some like this is a lot of paper to make collage with. I mean, this is going to be a lot of good fodder to use in collages and stuff. So, and it was super fun, a chance to use all of your supplies that you don't usually use. The fact that that blue paint was dried out, you know, it reminds me, and yesterday I had to throw out another one because it was dried out. We have to use our supplies, and they're not too precious that we can't use them up, because if we don't use them, they're just going to dry up and we're going to end up throwing them away. So get out your supplies and use them and have some fun. Just really have fun. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I ask that you do. And to all of you who are subscribed, thank you so much. And I'm hoping that you're getting something out of the content of my channel. Guys, until the next video, I hope all of you are truly blessed. Bye-bye.